Hey guys, I want to welcome you to the weekly Wednesday for the Financial Freedom newsletter, where every week, every Wednesday, we delve into something inspirational, motivational, something excerpt taken from the Financial Freedom weekly newsletter. Wherever you are, if you're listening on Spotify, on iTunes, Google, be sure to click the like, subscribe, share, comment. And without ado, let's get into the show. Welcome, everybody, to this week's podcast episode for the Financial Freedom for Physicians podcast. And I'm your host, Dr. Christopher Liu. And as you know, I talk about 4 different types of freedom: time, financial, location, health freedom. And I'm always interviewing physicians, entrepreneurs, people on the cutting edge, breaking traditional barriers and making an impact. So today, I actually have a fellow colleague, and I'm really excited to talk to him because he's a very valuable to the audience of doctors out there. And he is Dr. Chester Zoda, and he's a physician, and now he's a digital doctor. He's an influencer. He's a thought leader. He's got thousands of followers on YouTube, and he's got this course and great community. So I'm really happy and excited to welcome Chester. I think physicians these days need to learn how to leverage social media, digital marketing to build a brand. So Chester, welcome.
Thanks for having me here. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah. No, I think you're digital nomad. You kind of created your own freedom. You have location, financial freedom, and this is awesome. So tell the audience about yourself, your story, and we will get started.
Yeah. So I used to be an emergency doctor. I guess I still am. 3 years ago, especially with the Rona that's been going around, I'm seeing that a lot of my colleagues, they're overworked, underpaid, trading time for money, and they were just cogs in a machine, right? They're repeating the same life over and over again. And for me, I decided that, hey, people only change out of inspiration or desperation. For me, it was definitely desperation, especially during the virus situation going on. And so I was working 80, 100-hour work weeks, 3 night shifts every single week. So I was at a pre-call, post-call, or during the call. And so I decided that, hey, I have a family to feed. I've, no savings, a bunch of student loans. How can I get myself out of this? And so that's when I discovered the power of sharing my knowledge on the internet, sharing my expertise, not only as a physician, but also all the skills that I had, and sharing it, packaging it into an online course so that I can serve more people around the world, work less, earn more, reach a global audience, and generate passive income. So that's how I'm now, fast forward to today, we've been servicing over thousands of clients all around the world using our systems at Digital Doctor in order to help more people on the internet.
Yeah, it's very fascinating because, like I said, the doctors themselves, I think it's basically the system, it's we're in this like antiquated system, and, doctors, they don't teach us, they don't even tell us during medical school, we just, get the grades, kind of do the cogwheel thing. And then we get into it and it's like, oh my God, WTF, so tell us about, what is you call yourself as a digital doctor. So what, expand upon that.
Yeah. So everything is moving online. Amazon's replacing Walmart. Netflix is replacing Blockbuster. Every day, more and more experts, especially doctors and dentists, chiropractors, optometrists, any expert is realizing the power of moving online. And especially now with the recession coming in, there's an urgent need for experts to start transitioning online and helping more people on a global scale. And part of the reason why is because online, going digital, you can reach a wider audience, you could work less and earn more for yourself. Most people are still in the old model where they're trading time for money, stuck on one-on-one consultations, but the impact that they can have on each patient is limited. And the income that they're generating on a day-to-day basis is also capped out. There's only so many hours we can see patients every single day, and there's only so much we can get paid servicing our clients that way. With the new model, transitioning online, we can simply record something like this. Like right now, we're over a Zoom call. Zoom is completely free. This recording, it might take us 1 hour of our time, but it could be servicing thousands, millions of people around the world, China, Bangladesh, anywhere where you have an internet connection, they could be listening to us and getting value from our conversation, which is fantastic. It's an amazing time to be alive. That's the new way. That's the digital way. That's why we founded Digital Doctor, so that we're helping everyday physicians like you and I package the expertise that we already have to generate passive income using a fully automated system.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really, we'll talk about scalability and, I'll talk, and there's, you unpack so many topics to discuss. And one thing that I've noticed in like consultations that come to me or you as well, you might see this is where they want to get out of their career and they say this is the most common thing is I only know how to perform XYZ procedure. I only know how to see these types of patients. How can I become a digital doctor? And so they kind of limited in their mindset. How do you address these types of questions?
Yeah, so I think as if we're a doctor, the fact that we even passed medical school, the fact that we went through years and years of training and residency, the expertise that you already have is people are already paying you money for. Whether it's your employer, whether it's your patients, people are literally paying you for your expertise. So I always found it kind of funny that so many doctors, so many experts just undervalue their own expertise. And it makes sense, right? Because every single day, maybe we're married, our spouse is in the healthcare profession as well. Every day we're talking to patients, every day we're talking to our colleagues, that the information that's already in your head, the expertise and the skills that we already have, we almost take it for granted. But once we step outside of that environment, let's say it's a friend's wedding, let's say it's a family, speaking with a family friend, that's when you realize that so many people don't know this stuff. They're more than willing to pay you for your expertise. And so with the digital doctor service, by going digital, you are simply publishing the expertise that you already have, the hard-earned years of training that it took to accumulate all that expertise. You're simply sharing it on the internet in a much more automated and leveraged way while still generating passive income. So these beliefs, I mean, I had them as well. Like I was wondering when I was an emergency doctor, who would pay for my expertise? I was a generalist, right? As an emergency physician, who would pay for this expertise? All the information is out there for free. Surely, why would anyone pay money for this, right? They could get this information, they could pay another doctor. But it's only when I started tapping the expertise that I already have into an underserved market on the internet, that's when my results just exploded. And the best way to think about this is almost like, hey, if I went to America and I just popped a random kid in the middle of their SATs, oops, let me just turn off those notifications for you. If I went into America and I just popped a random kid that didn't even pass their SATs and told them to teach a course on English, most people would think I'm mad. But if we position that same little kid in the middle of China, in the middle of Bangladesh, suddenly this online course could generate a lot of passive income for him just by positioning the expertise that he already had into an underserved market. And that's what we're helping a lot of our clients do. And we take great pride in that.
Yeah. And it's amazing because the internet's basically demolished all the barriers. We live in a global world and basically it's your niche. So you can basically almost one-to-one to anywhere in the world. And there's always people looking for your particular expertise. We'll talk a little bit about kind of the models, but a lot of because you've you've actually really been successful. I've seen your YouTube channel. I think you got almost tens of thousands of followers. And YouTube is not hard. I mean, it's not easy to get this. So, and then I talked to a lot of doctors, and they're like, oh, YouTube is for cat videos, or TikTok is for dancing pretty women. It's like kind of like, and then they just don't get it. It's like it's this new distribution model, and if you create content, tell us more about your views.
Yeah, so the social media world is definitely crazy, right? Most of us are born, and most of us, our young adulthood, we lived without social media, right? The smartphone just got invented like 10 to 15 years ago. And what that does is that there's pros and cons to anything. Whenever there's new technology, there are those that are early adopters and they take advantage of this opportunity and make a killing for themselves. Meanwhile, there are those that are laggards. They stay behind, they get left behind, and then they just become fossilized dinosaurs in the digital age. So when I decided that, hey, social media, this is amazing. The fact that I can help more people beyond these four walls of my emergency room just by leveraging social media, I started to get curious, right? I was skeptical, but I was curious. So I kept an open mind. And the more I started tapping into, and the more I started digging into it, and the more results that our clients also achieved, the more I started realizing this is the future. So if you are someone that has a message, if you are someone that has expertise that you want to share with the world, if you are someone that wants to make any contribution in society, I think social media is a much more leveraged and automated way to do that, rather than being stuck in the four in your location. A great way to think about this is, when I was an emergency doctor, I was limited by the impact that I can have on my patients stuck in my ER, right? But on social media, I could be reaching out to people. I'm reaching out to you right now, all across the country, right? I could be reaching out to someone in the middle of these rural areas and underserved communities just by using the internet. And it's really fascinating time to be alive. It's just like what they say. We have more power on our smartphones than the president of the United States 30 years ago. So it's really a time to be alive.
Yeah. And it's funny because social media is a tool. So it's like you can use it for good or bad. It can be used for so many different things. And then like kids these days, they come to me and they're like, oh, should I go to college? Because I have a smartphone, I have a expertise, and I have social media, and I could, and I can just basically blow up. And like, just like the big boomers, they don't understand it. It's like they just, but so it's, but that's why we're doing this podcast to kind of inspire people. Now you talk about, so you're an influencer, you can use social media. Tell us you've done a lot with your passive income stream, and tell us how physicians can actually digitize their knowledge and monetize it.
Yeah, so the process is actually quite simple. At the end of the day, it's more about just taking action, having the courage to take action. I tell this to my clients all the time. It doesn't take time to make money. It doesn't take information to make money. It takes courage to make money. And it all starts by deciding that, hey, this life that I want, even though it's good, we have a golden handcuffs, right? We're in a comfortable position. But if you want more for your life, if you want to generate passive income, there's no shame in that. And so why not leverage a proven model, a proven strategy in order to serve more people, work less, earn more? And so that's the first step. It's just deciding to take action. And this could mean anything. Just taking action could mean, hey, watching this video, that's taking action. Learning more about our process, that means taking action. Learning more about online courses, that's taking action. Or just learning about passive income. It doesn't have to be online courses. I personally think online courses is the way forward, just because it's not real estate, right? Look at the real estate market right now. It's not stocks, which is completely volatile. Most people lost their money in stocks in the last few years. It's not investing in the S&P 500, right? which only earns you like 8%. You might as well invest it in yourself, invest in your own education, and invest in building an asset that pays you every single month, which is why online courses is such a powerful way. So step 0, before we even do anything, before we even touch our keyboards, is just deciding to take action. Then step 1 would be getting started, figuring out your course idea. And in our university, we teach our clients how to decide on how to package the expertise that they already have, that patients are already paying them for, and package it into a marketable format, a digital product that they can then sell. Which leads me to step 2, selling the online course. How do you reach your clients? How do you reach the patients that you want to serve, right? And not every single client is going to be a great client, but some clients, the great clients, I'm going to show you how to find them. Step 3 is building the online course. Right. So we actually sell before we build. And this is something that most people get wrong. They build it and then they think people will come. But that's terrible. That's a terrible idea, because you could waste a lot of money. You could waste a lot of time. Right. If you observe what the billionaires are doing, like Elon Musk, when he launches a new Tesla, what does he do first? He does a pre-launch. He does a pre-order before he even builds the car. Right. He shows you the schematic. He shows you this is the plan. This is the layout. This is what we're planning. And he does a pre-order. That way, he has all the data. He has all the information. He knows how many of these cars he should build. And so that's why we sell before we build. Step 3, building the online course. We build out the course platform. We build out we basically start just transcribing the expertise you already have and turn it into a beautiful online course that your students will absolutely love. And finally, step 4 is automating it. Here, you can truly be hands-free and have this automated system, this digital asset that pays you every single day. And it's obvious why. The internet does not sleep. Even while you're sleeping, even while you're rolling up your sleeves in the ER, in the OR, servicing your patients, the internet does not sleep. It's still printing this cash flow for you every single month, paying you consistently and predictably, independent of you trading your time for money.
Yeah. And it's like what you're talking about are just timeless principles. You're talking about leverage, scale and reach, and then essentially you're talking about digitization. So it's basically you remove yourself from the equation and kind of create it's almost like if we're in the future, it's like your avatar, your in the metaverse, that kind of thing. And then automation. So, what's really interesting is because a lot of doctors, they're busy and on top of, let's say they're trying to transition, they still have to see patients, go to OR, et cetera. And then how can they transition into these courses to create passive income so they can step away, cut back their hours, et cetera?
Yeah. So the first question is, how much time do you have? Because it doesn't take too long to install a copy and paste the systems that we provide in order to start generating passive income. It takes 3 to 5 hours each week on the side. Most of the system is already proven. Most of the system is already built out for you. If you were to start a private practice, well, first of all, there's huge overhead. You have to learn how to do that. You have to hire the staff. You have to rent out medical equipment. You have to, you have to build out the entire infrastructure. That alone will probably take you a few months. But starting an online course, you could literally just decide to do that in your local Starbucks, even if you have no internet. Just go to your local Starbucks, sit down, decide to do it. It will take 3 to 5 hours to set up a website. And of course, if you do it by yourself, it will take 3 to 5 hours. But if you install an already proven system or an already proven template, it will take you a fraction of that time. And so the reason I'm so passionate about this is because this is the online world. Everything can just happen in a few clicks. Whereas if you were to build a business or a brick and mortar private practice, then you literally have to, I can't imagine how much time it takes and how much risk you would also have to take, right? All the people that you would disappoint if your practice, stop seeing patients, the staff that you have to take care of. Oh my God. I mean, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. But online, I know that consistently, predictably, this is just an asset that's going to be compounding cash flow, printing money every single month. And that puts me at ease. That gives me the peace of mind so that I can spend time with my family, take care of my loved ones, and knowing that there's this system that's going to be working, putting any attention or any of my time.
Yeah, I love that. It's kind of like upfront. You basically build it upfront, and then I love this idea where you compare it to the stock market or any sort of other types of assets. And it's basically if you can grow the business, build it, scale it, reach more people, serve more people, it can actually do better than your real estate and stocks, etc. So that's kind of like investment in yourself, invest in your business, continue to grow it. I love this conversation.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think we resonate on the same wavelengths, and I think the younger physician generation is coming aboard. How do people contact you, follow you, check your website out, and reach out to you?
Yeah, so the website is Chester, Chester, Zoda, Zod. And I've basically compiled all my research, all the experience that I've learned servicing and copy and pasting my same system to thousands of health experts around the world into a free training. So you can get access there if you want. Other than that, other social media is just Chester Zoda.
Yeah, and for let's thank Chester for coming onto the show. He's really one of the physician innovators, entrepreneurs, really making a difference. Helping physicians get financial freedom. If you look at the state of healthcare, physicians need to get financially literate, protect themselves, and so be sure to reach out to Chester. His resources will be in links and show notes. Be sure to check him out on YouTube too. He's got a huge following there. And with that, thanks so much for coming onto the show.
Thank you. Pleasure is mine.
I hope you really enjoyed that wonderful, inspirational, motivational piece. Again, wherever you are listening, if you liked it, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. We're on everywhere: Spotify, iTunes, Google, Amazon, Audible. And without much ado, be sure to thank this show's sponsors, and we'll see you next week.